Presidential nomination is well underway.
Wisconsin, as you know, considered a major player in the upcoming election. So here with a look at the latest Marquette Law School poll is the poll director, Charles Franklin. Hi, Charles.
In the flesh.
Good afternoon.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
This is getting exciting with our primary coming up in April.
Things are beginning to move with the voting having begun, and we've got a big weekend and Tuesday coming up with Super Tuesday. So lots about to happen.
How are the candidates faring in Wisconsin?
Well, we've seen the kind of shifts that I thought we would see from January before Iowa and New Hampshire voted to this poll, which is after those and only a little bit after Nevada. So it's really the first two that people are reacting to. Bernie Sanders is up 10 points to 29 in first place. First time he's been in first place.
Biden wasn't in first place.
Biden has been in first place since August in every poll we've done. Now he's all the way down to third, having dropped 8 points. And Bloomberg, who was in single digits a month ago, now in second place. Now, again, that was after the first debate that included Bloomberg, but it didn't include this most recent debate. And, of course, he's only on the ballot starting on this Tuesday and Super Tuesday.
He hasn't been on the ballot yet. So head-to-heads, this is always interesting.
We are so closely divided. I suspect that that's going to be the story the rest of the year, it looks like. Sanders leads Trump by 2 points. The margin of error is 3.6, so that's inside the margin of error. Biden and Trump are tied. Bloomberg trails Trump by 1. Elizabeth Warren trails by 3. And Buttigieg and Klobuchar are both tied with Trump as well. So it's just a very narrow range here. Democrats and Republicans are very close to even numbers in the state. In our data usually, and in this poll, Republicans are 1 or 2 points higher than Democrats. And both parties are lined up 90+% behind their candidates. So the result is you kind of get really close elections unless something happens to tilt the independents a lot one way, or if one party becomes unhappy with its nominee, whoever that may end up being.
So the number of Democrats and number of Republicans is about the same in the state?
It is. Back in 2012, it was about 31 Democratic, 27 Republican, about a 4-point difference. But beginning in 2015 and 16, that started to shift so that now it's Republican 31, Dem 30. And then, of course, poll to poll, it bounces around a little bit, but just the slightest edge to the GOP. Almost all of that comes from white men without a college degree. They were 5 points more Republican in 2012. They are 18 points more Republican now. So a huge change in that group. No other racial gender education group has shifted in that way.
So it's the independents are the real key of this election.
You know, they're only about 10% of all voters. There's a bigger group that leans to one party. But that 10% in the middle that don't say they're closer to either party are small. But if the race is as close as it looks right now, you know, how they tilt could be worth an extra 2 or 3 points. Remember, the governor's race decided by 1 point. Right. Trump won by less than 1 point.
23,000 votes.
23,000,
You looked at approval of President Trump, right?
That's also kind of newsy. 48-48. This is the first time he has not been underwater in approval. We've never seen approval higher than disapproval. This time we're not quite there, but it's dead even. Over the last 12 months, Trump has edged up a point a month, kind of regularly. It's not much change, but it's taken him from the low 40s to the upper 40s, and his disapproval numbers come down. State of the economy has really driven that. People were getting much more optimistic later in the year. This week in the stock market and the economy, we'll see. We'll see if that's just a short-term thing or whether it really has some ramifications over the course of months rather than just days or weeks.
Get ready for the candidates to hit Wisconsin.
Looking forward to it.
All right, Charles, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good weekend. Good to see you.
And we'll find the check for your forecast coming up.